that causes the most division in the black community: the myth of the black male shortage. This myth has black women looking for love in all the wrong places. For one, this myth perpetuates an idea that is based in what I will call Cosby Show dreams. There are many inaccuracies about this myth left to be tackled. This encompasses the lie black girls are told when growing up. It was hammered into your psyches that if you did well in school, didn't act like a hoochie in public, and got a degree, you could have any man you wanted. Then you were instructed to only get a man who was of a certain, how should I say this, status. Brothers today not only have to have a good job, good credit, and a fabulous wardrobe, but they must exude swagger. The expectations for black men have become incredibly unattainable and set both men and women up to fail. And these women, with their nice and tailored three-piece suits, are sitting all dolled up in church pews, praying to God for Mr. Right. Where are the good men, you ask? Right under your noses, and in many cases you may have already shot him down, for shallow reasons. A lot of you ladies swear that there are so many women out here who are these classy non-materialistic catches that you can find any and everywhere. I call bullshit. Let's stop the bias for a second and be honest. The first thing that most women want to know about is where you work at, which judges that you have a job and the level of income that you have. Then where do you live? Apartment, house, mother's house, etc. Where did you go to school? Almost all of her first questions are part of a checklist that is centered in things that are material. This is most women. So much so that many of you feel there is no problem with this, but the issue is that these items get pushed to the front and character is unspoken of, and women try to say, well, his character is a given. But that is proven false, because if his money is up and his character is down, you will still give him a chance, but vice versa is usually out of the question. It's not about blame, it's simply reality. Some of these so-called standards are fantasy. Truth is real. Marriage is no longer praised. Nowadays it's all about me. What can you offer? How much of my checklist can you meet? It's not about blame because both sides are doing it. But this shortage is more or less fantasy expectations in the minds of the opposite sex. As a man cannot expect a woman's body to be flawless, neither can a man's bank account. This idea of a rich wealthy man with his houses and money in the bank is simply not reality. Yes, it exists, but it is very much the exception. And suppose you meet this man, ask yourself this: a man like that is what 90% of women are looking for, not just black women, but all women. So why would this man settle for just one? Because here is something your mother never told you: when a man chooses you as his wife, it is because he feels you are the best he can do. He knows that out of the handful of women available to him, he is not going to find a better match. By contrast, the man who knows that he is what most women want, he also knows that he has a much wider selection of possible mates, and with no biological clock ticking, he has time to play the field. You see, ladies, feminism has lied to you. You believed that by climbing the corporate ladder, and earning your own money and becoming successful, that you have increased your bargaining power when it comes to mate selection. Well, the fact is you have actually robbed yourself of it. You see, men choose mates by a different criteria. While you look for protection and stability, men look for youth and fertility. Basically, a woman that can more likely produce healthy children. So from a strictly biological point of view, a 19-year-old waitress at Olive Garden has more value than a 34-year-old investment banker. Especially to the types of men 90% of you are looking for. But here is the good news: those top 10% aren't truly the good men. Good kind men with love in their heart are rarely successful. They don't have it in them to stab others in the back to move up the ladder. But a good man will love you, and that's what's important, right?